Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Patra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that addresses all your stock-related queries. Now, in case you're watching the show for the first time, there's this WhatsApp number that's flashing on your screens. This is where you can send all your stock-related queries and we'll be happy to address them with our top market experts who will be joining in and addressing that for you over the next 45 minutes odd. Well, you can also log on to YouTube and log on our channel Business Today and use the comment section there on Daily Calls to send me your questions, and we'll be happy to pick up some questions to address it with our guest today as well. Let's welcome, in fact, our guest who will be answering all your queries. Shivangi Sarda joins in, technicals and derivatives analyst at Motilal Oswal Financial Services, now with us on the program. Warm welcome to you, Shivangi, and thank you so much for taking the time out for this discussion. Before we come to the markets, are your preps for your wedding on full swing? We are just about 10 days, away from the big day for you.
Much for having me, Sakshi. Lovely being on your show. And yes, this preparations have been in full swing, and the big fat Indian wedding is on its way.
Absolutely. Looking forward to all your pictures getting dolled up on your wedding day. All the very best to you and congratulations yet again. Let's talk markets just a few days before you actually enjoy the next chapter of your life. Before that, it's been a volatile, kind of space that we are trading in, narrow band of range in which the markets are. So many moving parts. There is some nervousness on the geopolitical front. Earnings have largely been coming in line, although. But how are the technicals really looking at this point in time? And why do you think we are unable to cross that hurdle or resistance of 24,500 on a sustainable basis?
Rightly pointed out that geopolitical concerns have been consistent in the market, and we've seen that reflecting in the India VIX as well. It's risen above 18.5 levels recently, and we've seen that overall there is good amount of support-based buying. That means that bulls are actively buying at any small declines, but lack of follow-up at the higher levels due to some wariness is making the markets little capped on the upside. Now, of course, we've not been able to surpass and hold above 24,600 marks. So that becomes an important level right now for us to touch. Even today, we fail to hold above 24,500. So overall, if you look at the longer term frames, 4,150 as an important support as of now, with the upside potential of 24,600 marks, which is quite near, but that is what we are aiming at right now because the index is failing to hold above the immediate levels as well. But this is the outlook for Nifty. Now, getting to Bank Nifty, we've seen that, of course, this has been a star performer from the last two series, but some bit of profit taking can be seen from the last 1 week, and we've seen that the index has been facing some sort of lower top, lower bottom formation from the last four trading sessions. Today itself, we are at 54 below 54,500, which clearly tells us that there is some giving up of the bulls at the higher levels. So we would wait and watch here in Bank Nifty, and we'll closely watch out for 54,000 as an important support here. But the upside will, require the heavyweights to again regain strength.
Okay, got that. Now, Shivangi, we have a lot of questions that are coming in from our viewers. So we'll start looking at some of those queries. We have a lot of our viewers who are on our YouTube already. Sham Koya, Satya, we have Manoj Pai, and we have Anuj, Ankur joining in, Satya joining in. Warm welcome to all of you. Good to have you with us at the beginning of the show itself. Let's take the first question from Anuj Singh. Says, hi Sakshi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to you also, Anuj. JSW इंफ्रा का शेयर 224 के रेट पर लिया हुआ है, 150 शेयर खरीदे हैं मैंने और यहाँ पर 29% तक का प्रॉफिट हो रहा है, तो अब मुझे क्या स्ट्रैटेजी अपनानी चाहिए? होल्ड करके रखें या फिर बुक प्रॉफिट्स यहाँ पर कर लें? 224 पर खरीदा है, 288 के लेवल्स पर अभी JSW इंफ्रा है. डू यू सी एनी अपसाइड यहाँ, शिवांगी? अभी बने रहें या फिर बेच दें?
Very nicely held on to the levels, and हम देख रहे हैं कि यहाँ पे भी पिछले लगातार 11 हफ्तों से एक अच्छी बढ़त देखने को मिली है. राइट नाउ स्टॉक जो है अपने 50 डेमा के आसपास स्ट्रगल कर रहा है होल्ड करने का. तो यहाँ पे मेरी राय यही रहेगी कि अगर ये 285 के ऊपर होल्ड करते हुए नजर आता है, तो हम ये ट्रेल कर सकते हैं 300 तक के लेवल्स के लिए। अपसाइड अभी भी थोड़ा कैप्ड नजर आ रहा है, 300 तक का एक पड़ाव है। 300 पे थोड़ी बहुत रेजिस्टेंस देखने को मिल रही है। बट 285 का एक काफी क्लोज सपोर्ट है, बट इसको इम्पोर्टेंटली वॉच आउट करें और आगे की तरफ ट्रेल करते रहे स्टॉप लॉस को, ताकि आप कैपिटल और प्रॉफिट्स प्रिजर्व करें।
ओके, गॉट दैट। वेल, होपफुली अनुज आपको यहाँ पर राय मिल गई है और आप इसे डेफिनेटली फॉलो करेंगे। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास अंकुर मोदी का सवाल आया है। ही सेज, हाय साक्षी, होप यू आर डूइंग फाइन। आई एम वेरी वेल अंकुर, थैंक यू फॉर आस्किंग एंड आई होप द सेम फॉर यू। He says, Sakshi, markets are falling today. I want to know whether the war tensions are rising because of Indian-Pakistan and that's the key reason, and what should investors do if markets continue to fall further? Yes, we have slipped below 24,400 odd mark today. You're right on that front, Ankur, and geopolitical tensions are consistently rising. We are actually seeing, the mock drills that are taking place among civilians, as that's also creating some kind of nervousness amongst the investors, because there is some anticipation of whether this is in preparation of a war that's taking place. Nobody of us really can understand as to what is the decision that is being taken in the power corridors at the defense fronts right now. But of course, the mood and the sentiments are pretty cautious at this point in time. Shivangi, for retail investors, when there is a scenario of fear of geopolitical tensions getting worse from the current levels, what exactly should be the strategy?
So, looking at India VIX, which will give a lot of cues on how the sentiments of the markets are,
Yes.
we are seeing right now, we are above 18 levels, which is quite a lot steamed up. And till the time India VIX does not cool below 15 levels, we might face some volatility in the market, which will continue. So look out for this for sure. Now, talking about, of course, the Indian markets have been quite affected because of the geopolitical concerns. But talking about Nifty, we've seen that there is strong support base buying, which is intact from the last 17 trading sessions. We've seen, a rally from 21,750 to around about 24,000, 600 marks. So this rally has, of course, been there in the last 17 trading sessions. We cannot rule that out. But of course, at the higher zones, the good part is that we are sustaining here. And the put call ratio is also near one right now, which is kind of indicating that there is a put writer base that is being formed even at the higher levels, which is being shifted as well on the higher zones. So this northward trajectory will be on for the Nifty index, but then again, the comfort from the bulls will only come when India VIX cools off and some of the tensions eases. But overall, stock specific action and churning of the portfolio would be very important at this phase in the market.
Okay, got that. Hopefully, this has helped you out, Ankur, in understanding what our experts' view is on the markets and what could be the trajectory going forward and the strategy that you must follow. नेक्स्ट हमारे पास मनोज भाई कपाड़िया का सवाल आया है। मनोज भाई नमस्कार, कैसे हैं आप लोग? और ये पूछना चाहते हैं आपसे कि क्या भाव से सोना सॉफ्टवेयर अभी खरीदा जा सकता है, ये सवाल है इनका। ये अहमदाबाद गुजरात से हैं और ये पूछना चाहते हैं सोनाटा सॉफ्टवेयर के बारे में कि लेवल्स क्या होंगे अगर फ्रेश खरीदारी के लिए ऑप्शंस ढूंढे जाएं तो। फिलहाल देख लेते हैं कि सोनाटा सॉफ्टवेयर में पिछले कुछ समय से ट्रेंड क्या चल रहा है। आज तो ये शेयर खास तौर पर थोड़ा नीचे है, 4.5% तक के आसपास की वीकनेस आपको नज़र आ रही है। इनफैक्ट अगर हम देखें तो पिछले 2 हफ्ते पहले ये स्टॉक में काफ़ी गिरावट इसलिए भी आई थी कि इंटरनेशनल रेवेन्यूज़ को लेते हुए काफ़ी ज़्यादा चिंता जताई जा रही थी कंपनी के द्वारा। लेकिन पिछले 1 महीने में स्टॉक ने करीब 34% का अपमूव भी दिखाया है। करंटली क्या आपको कुछ रिस्क रिवॉर्ड नज़र आ रहा है फेवरेबल एट दिस पॉइंट इन टाइम, शिवांगी, जो खरीदा जा सकता है सोनाटा?
2 सालों से कंसिस्टेंटली लैगार्ड रहा है और हम इसमें देख रहे हैं मंथ ऑन मंथ बेसिस पे भी चार्ट स्ट्रक्चर जो है लोअर टॉप लोअर बॉटम फॉर्मेशन का ही रहा है। हालांकि पिछले महीने हमने थोड़ी बहुत रिकवरी जरूर देखी थी, पर वो सस्टेन नहीं कर पा रहा है 400 के ऊपर। और यहाँ पे हम देख रहे हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं स्ट्रगल तो है ही स्टॉक में यहाँ पे। 400 450 तक के लेवल्स के ऊपर होल्ड करने के लिए। तो यहाँ पे मेरी राय रहेगी कि फ्रेश एंट्री के मौके हम नहीं ढूंढे, बेटर मोमेंटम वाले जो वॉल्यूम्स में भी थोड़े शैलो नहीं है, उन स्टॉक्स पे फोकस करने के लिए।
Okay, got that. Hopefully this has answered your question well. नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं, हमारे पास जो सवाल आया है, इनफैक्ट हमारे को व्हाट्सएप पर भी कुछ सवाल आ रहे हैं। मौर्या का सवाल है बैंगलोर से, ये आउटलुक जानना चाहते हैं टाटा पावर के ऊपर। क्या आउटलुक रहेगा यहाँ पर शिवांगी? इनफैक्ट इन्होंने कुछ और डिटेल्स भी शेयर करी है शिवांगी, मैं आपके साथ शेयर कर देती हूँ। ये 400 की इन्होंने कॉल ऑप्शन लिया हुआ है इनफैक्ट टाटा पावर पर, और ये 14 रुपये 90 पैसे पर लिया हुआ है। मे सीरीज़ के लिए ख़रीदा हुआ है इन्होंने। तो अब क्या करें यहाँ पर?
जी बिल्कुल, टाटा पावर में फिलहाल जो हम देख रहे हैं लगातार पिछले 6 दिनों से, इट्स बीन कंसिस्टेंटली फॉर्मिंग अ पैटर्न कि एक दिन नेगेटिव बंद हुआ है, एक दिन पॉजिटिव बंद हुआ है। तो यहाँ पे काफी हम देख रहे हैं कि वॉलिटिलिटी और स्विंग्स है एक छोटे दायरे में। तो यहाँ पे इस सिनेरियो में जब स्टॉक एक कंसोलिडेटिव बैंड में फंस जाता है, वहां कॉल ऑप्शन का एक टाइम डीके जो फैक्टर है वो काफी ऑप्शन प्रीमियम्स को मेल्ट कराते रहते हैं। तो यहाँ पे मेरी राय रहेगी कि हम वो नेकेड कॉल ऑप्शन बाइंग ना करें, क्योंकि मोमेंटम क्लियरली स्टॉक में मिसिंग है। अ, इसके इसके इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस हम एक बुल कॉल स्प्रेड के तरफ जा सकते हैं, जहां हम अपना पोजीशंस जो है वो हेज करते हुए आगे बढ़े। ओवरऑल सेटअप जो है वो कंसोलिडेटिव ही रहेगा, ज्यादा पेन पॉइंट नहीं है यहाँ पे, बट अपसाइड भी कैप नजर आ रहा है।
ठीक है, उम्मीद करते हैं यहाँ पर आपके सवाल का जवाब आपको मिल गया हो। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास ये सवाल आया है मौमिता का, कोलकाता से। लिखते हैं, हाय साक्षी, गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू, गुड आफ्टरनून टू यू एज वेल मौमिता। शी होल्ड्स M&M, Mahindra and Mahindra, at the rate of 2710, and the other stock that she holds is Divis Laboratories, and she's been holding onto this stock since last 4 years. She bought it at the rate of 4,695. Now she wants to know on both the stocks what her strategy should be. M&M post earnings and along with the latest acquisition of SML, it has been showing a lot of momentum of late, and it's actually also got higher targets from a lot of brokerage houses. Divis Laboratories, of course, she is in profit since she's been holding on for a long time. What is the fresh perspective on Divis as well that you would like to highlight? Right now, the stock is at 6138.
So both the stocks in the portfolio have been quite, remarkable, and they are, one of the most preferred picks right now in both the
G.
spaces. M&M, if we talk about M&M, there this stock has consistently performed from the last 5 years, and by performed I mean this has consistently even outperformed in its entire space. So definitely a very strong counter, and a recommendation would be to continue being here as she is an investor. So of course, as an investment purpose, the stock is poised for a good up move, and do continue trailing your stop losses ahead so that you can preserve your capital. And the next targets positionally that we're looking at is round about 3300 levels, but this is a positional target. Look out for 2900 as an important base here. Now, talking about DV's lab, we've seen that this stock has also faced a lot of intraday momentum and short-term volatility. But overall, if you look at a year-on-year basis structure for this one, this has consistently performed in the last 10 years, and this has been a very good stock. In fact, the buying price is also quite attractive for you, so hold on to your profits. The stock market rewards, and to those who actually understand the magic of compounding. So, of course, continue being here. This stock has been doing exceptionally well from the last, uh, one last, you could say 14 series. We've seen any small declines have been, immediately bought into, and we would recommend a continue over here. The next positional targets that we're looking at is 6600 levels.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped you out. Next, we have this question from Sham Koya. He is from Andhra Pradesh and he says, Hi Sakshi, good afternoon. I want to know about a few stocks in my portfolio. For sure, Sham, we'll help you out. First one is Oriana Power that he's looking at, and he wants to know what kind of strategies should he follow here. And the other one is Marine Electricals. Now, Marine Electricals is something that he's holding a position already at two levels that he bought. One set of stocks that he bought at 2500, and the second stack of stocks that he got at no, at 224, and the second one that he got at 300. So basically he's been averaging on the lower down levels for Marine Electricals. 300, at the price of 300, about 3000 shares he has, and at the rate of 224, about 2500 shares he has. So what should we do here respectively? If you could probably share a 1 year view on this one is what he's asking. Marine Electricals and Oriana Power.
Okay, coming to Marine Electrical, we've seen that this stock has faced a little bit of a rub-off in this year. And last year, we saw that it was exceptionally doing well and it crossed 330 marks. But there has been a slight, decline. Overall, if we look at the long-term structure, it is bottoming out, and there is a good risk reward at these levels. But then again, what I'm seeing in the volumes is that there is a little bit of a conflict, which is making a tug of war between the bulls and bears here in the stock. So I would recommend to little wait and watch. If the stock continues to hold above 185, we can enter, or have a strict stop loss here. Now, talking about Oriana, the other stock, we've seen that there has been a little bit of shallow volumes here. Of course, my recommendation would be to be with names which have good volumes and are in momentum. This stock, particularly if we talk about technically, it has been, making some sort of a consolidative phase on the monthly basis from the last 3 months. So overall, kind of little stuck here, and would recommend to avoid this one.
Okay, got that. I hope this has helped you out, Sham, to understand the strategies on both the stocks there. Next, let's take another question. This one is from Ratna Prabha. She says, Hi Sakshi, can you please give me a view on Reliance Industries? For sure, Ratna, we'll definitely address your query on Reliance Industries. Last few days, the Reliance Industries has been in a good spot, so to speak, Shivangi, because in the last 1 year or so, there has been an absolute testing of patience that it has done with all the stakeholders. Now, finally, things have started to move on. I think from the recent low of around 1100 odd, it also pulled up pretty smartly in the last 1 month, 1.5 months odd or so. Now, how would you really look at Reliance Industries after the earnings trigger is behind us? But most people are actually still contemplating whether Reliance will actually look at this space of FY26 with a lot of triggers like IPO coming in to probably re-rate itself. 1418 is the current level. Do you think it's a good space to be in right now?
So Reliance is already up by around 17%
Yeah.
till now. We've seen that on a year-on-year basis, and stock has been doing exceptionally well from the last 4 weeks. This quarter, in fact, has been panned out to be quite good for this one. Now, of course, there is a lot of crude oil price movements which have had an aftermath on this one. And but then even again, after the market volatility and India VIX being so high, we've seen this is one stock which has held on as a strong pillar to the market. So definitely strength should continue here. As we can see, the data setup is quite positive. There are, call writers that have unwinded their position, which have led to this, quick upswing in the last 5 trading sessions. But even now, we are quite, bullish on this one and taking it as an index view. We are looking at, next 1430 for this one.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also helped you out, Ratna, in identifying the right strategy for Reliance Industries for yourself. Next, let's take another question. This one is from one of our viewers, Nitin Raj Verma. He says, I have Irida shares 2000 at a price of 178. Should I wait or should I average this one? What is the ideal view here? Irida again did show us some bounce, but that has also not been sustainable. Again, the stock has slipped, and we are seeing around the stock hover around the current levels of 163 odd. In the last 1 week, it's been subdued. Last 1 month data also, let's pull up. Remember, the stock had a stupendous run up post the IPO, and many investors kept on building onto their position over the next few months after the listing happened. But over the last 5 6 months, or there has been a consistent slowdown consolidation, so to speak. At 163, do you get any confidence on Irida, Shivangi?
This stock has been in lower trend from the last 9 months, and even though it did try to make a base near about 140 odd levels, the confidence is still lacking because of lack of follow up in this one. So on the daily basis as well, the stock has been struggling to hold about its 50 daily exponential moving average, and week on week basis, we've seen that the stock has tired consistently. So I would suggest we could avoid this one for the moment because of the lack of momentum here.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question there, and you do follow the guest's advice on that front. We have a question from Satya. He says, if I have a long term view, can I accumulate ethos? Okay, I think ethos also came out with its numbers. Quarterly profit of 22 crores, up 8% from last year. EBITDA now stands at 53 odd crore rupees. Sales now at 311 odd crore rupees. On a year on year, there is a jump, but the stock has now slipped by 5%. Ethos Limited. In the last 1 month also, a subdued trade. Last 6 months, the stock has given up about 20% odd. But in the last 1 year, it's been absolute sideways with no gains whatsoever. The peak happened in September when the stock had gone past 3400 odd levels. From that time, even if there have been bounces, they have only been sold into. Your suggestion on Ethos Limited, Shivangi?
So looking at ethos, the stock has got stuck within a very consolidative band from the last 3 months. And we've seen that it decisively did try to cross, the higher zones, but it failed to hold above 2800 levels, and it sank lower thereafter. So, there is some sort of a capped upside here as well. And we've seen that on the daily basis as well, from the last 8 trading sessions, the stock has been making lower lows. So some sort of pressure which is intact. Yesterday's session, we saw fresh shorts which was created here with volumes, which confirms that there is a little bit of more downside that is yet for the stock. So would recommend a little wait and watch. Yeah, here.
Okay, a little wait and watch is something that you can probably adopt as a strategy here. Let's take the next question. This one is from one of our viewers, Shreya from Delhi. She's writing in on our WhatsApp, and she says, I have 50 units of Nippon India ETF Gold Bees at the rate of 72, and this is the only thing that's in green in my portfolio. Now I want to know, should I keep them or should I sell them? What exactly should my strategy be? Well, yes, of course, gold prices are the only ones that continued to shine bright all along when the markets were under deep pressure. You are in profits because right now you can see an 81 odd level. Today also it's up by 2.3%. Again, there has been some uptick on gold. Your suggestion, Shivangi, should one keep on holding gold in their portfolio in the form of Bs?
So, of course, it's very important to diversify your portfolio. And even in, that we've seen that equity is, of course, evergreen. But the price movements that we've seen in gold and silver of lately has, outshined as well. So, this is definitely something that you should have in your portfolio as a very good diversification class. And, this will, of course, help you gain, when the India VIX and the Nifty is kind of showing some nervousness.
Okay, got that. Hopefully, this has helped you out, Shreya, in identifying the strategy there. Next, we have Gaurav. लिखते हैं आगरा से हमें नमस्ते नमस्ते गौरव आप कैसे हैं बीएल के ऊपर इनका सवाल है भारत इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स के ऊपर इनकी पोजीशन ऑलरेडी है यहाँ पर शिवांगी 2000 शेयर्स ये होल्ड करते हैं तकरीबन 322 की इनकी बाइंग है ऑलरेडी एक साल हो चुका है इनको होल्ड करते हुए और अब ये जानना चाहते हैं कि प्रॉफिट्स में कब तक आ सकते हैं अगर हम पिछले एक महीने के चार्ट्स को पुल करें बीएल के तो आपको ज़रूर थोड़ी बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट नज़र आएगी इस स्टॉक के ऊपर ख़ास तौर पर 15% तक की रैली हमने देखी है पिछले एक महीने में और काफ़ी लंबे अरसे के बाद डिफेंस स्टॉक्स वापस से फोकस में आए हैं और कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट नज़र आ रहा है पिछले 3 महीने में भी अगर आप देखेंगे तो थोड़ा इम्प्रूवमेंट आपको ज़रूर नज़र आएगा लेकिन अब ये जानना चाहते हैं कि 312 पे तो आ गया है 322 और उसके बाद प्रॉफिट्स तक कब तक आ सकते हैं बीएल पर
जी बिल्कुल आपने काफी हायर लेवल्स पे बाइंग की है बट ओवरऑल हमने देखा है ये स्टॉक जो है कंसिस्टेंटली पिछले 6 सालों से हायर टॉप्स हायर बॉटम बनाया है एंड मोमेंटम जो है वो बरकरार है स्टॉक में ऑफ कोर्स इन कुछ महीनों में हमने देखा है कि हायर लेवल से रब ऑफ हुई है बट पिछले 3 महीनों से वापस एक बहुत ही अच्छी शानदार कमबैक रही है बुल्स की भी एक हमने देखा कि मार्च के महीने में बुलिश एनगल्फिंग कैंडल फॉर्मेशन के बाद हम देख रहे हैं काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग फॉलो अप देखने को मिली है पिछले 2 महीनों में तो ओवरऑल स्ट्रेंथ तो है स्टॉक में और बने रहने की सलाह रहेगी नेक्स्ट जो टारगेट्स हम देख रहे हैं वो राउंड अबाउट 325 तक के लिए है इमीडिएटली एंड थोड़ी पोजिशनली अगर हम बात करें तो 350 तक के लेवल्स के लिए भी हम ठहर सकते हैं स्टॉप लॉस जरूर अपना मेंटेन करें 300 का एक अहम लेवल
ओके गॉट दैट गौरव उम्मीद करते हैं आपके सवाल का जवाब यहाँ पर आपको मिल गया होगा ऑलराइट शिवांगी वी विल थैंक यू ऑन दैट नोट एंड एट द सेम टाइम वी विल विश यू ऑल द वेरी बेस्ट फॉर योर अपकमिंग wedding Business Today Television and the entire team sends you all our blessings and wishes for this newest chapter of yours and next time when we see you on air hopefully we'll be in your newest avatar as Mrs. Shivangi Sarda as well so congratulations yet again. We are very happy for you and hopefully you'll have a fantastic innings in the married world too. Okay, we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for being with us on this edition. All right, viewers, we will now get into the second segment of our chat on daily calls. Another guest is going to be joining in to answer all your queries. Kush Godasara is now joining in, market expert who's with us. Kush, first up, your view on the markets. It's been very volatile. We've seen some period of improvement in the markets. 24,500 came in and then we have been stuck in a range. Now there are some fresh concerns emerging as caution on the sentiments on D Street, on geopolitical tensions front. What do you anticipate?
Good afternoon and thank you for having me on the show. Definitely, I believe markets are going to stay in a positive zone, but definitely intraday volatility will be there. 24,000 now is a strong support, which is 200 average. So I don't believe we are going below 24,000. You can see stocks like ICICI Bank, M&M, they all are still standing tall and strong, and FMC sector is looking strong to me. So definitely, I'm not shorting the market. I am buying on dips. So if you're a high risk trader, maybe you can go long on Bank Nifty. If you're a low beta player, you can go long on FMG stocks.
Okay, FMCG stocks is something that Kush is watching out for. We'll definitely look at that. I have a related question from the consumption story for you from our viewers. GS Arun from Hyderabad writes in Kush. He says, hi Sakshi, hope you're doing well. I'm very well. Thank you so much for asking, Mr. GS Arun, and I hope that you're also doing well. His question is on consumer durable stocks. Two of them, both are market leaders, Voltas and Blue Star. Both of them. And he's looking at buying both these at the current levels, looking at the summer theme. Although, April started off, on a very hot note, but then we did see some showers cooling down the temperatures a tad bit. And, we hope that, things are not as heated up in the summers in the North India portion as well. But if I see, Kush, I recently visited one of these electronic stores, and it is full with people looking to buy all sorts of summer related electronics like ACs, or maybe even refrigerators, fans for that instant, coolers for that instance as well. So this is the space when we do see a heightened consumer buying for all these products. What exactly would you really do with Voltas and Blue Star? Do you think it's a good enough time to get into them, looking at the summer theme?
No, I'm not sure. Summer theme will play on because summer has already started. So
Yeah.
last quarter is when people buy. I mean, they won't buy at the last moment. So looking at the performance of the stock, both of the stocks are trading below 200 average. So this year, there is no summer theme. Maybe because of, as you said, as we speak, we have some showers in Gujarat also. So temperatures have gone down. So I think so. If you are just wanting to play a summer thing, avoid these stocks. But definitely, if you are a long-term investor, you can go long on maybe Voltas. But we have both are announcing the result this week, so just wait for a week, and then maybe we can take an investment call.
Okay, got that. I hope this has helped you out in understanding your key strategy there. Let's take a few questions on our YouTube as well. Mr. Dasaradhi writes in, he says, "Hi Sakshi, good afternoon. I'm holding 300 shares of NTPC in my portfolio at the rate of 323. I want to know, is it the right time to add some more stocks at the current levels, or should I wait for some correction? I'm a long time investor in this counter, and I want to really know what exactly should my strategy be. What would you advise here?"
Definitely, NTPC is a good stock for long-term investment. So, good dividend paying script. So, definitely you can buy at current levels. Maybe any correction to 310, we may average at that level. So, currently stocks is looking in a consolidation zone. So, accumulate with the stop loss of 310. On the upside, we may cross again 420, but it will take time. So, as you said, you're a long-term investor. Definitely, you can buy at current levels.
Okay, got that. Next question we have is from Mr. Lalit. He says, "Hi, I need an overall outlook on Ather Energy. I know it is a little too early to talk about, but what do you think about this stock?" You're right. Today is the debut day for Ather Energy, and the listing has been rather on a subdued note. It got listed at a 2% premium on the IPO price on NSE, but soon slipped after as well and came into a discount. Remember, the IPO got a subscription of 1.4 times as well, and we have been seeing some weakness on this stock as well. We're not talking about Ather Industries, we're talking about Ather Energy, the newest listed stock today, the debutant that's we are talking about. So that's the stock that we are discussing. What is your suggestion? Hero Moto Corp backed company, two-wheelers, electric vehicles focused company, largely in the premium segment there, a direct competition to say an Ola Electric, which has also been a rather very, very volatile or a laggard stock, so to speak, in the markets thus far after its listing. What's your suggestion?
Definitely, Ather Energy looks good to me. If you're a long-term investor, you should hold on and you can buy the stock at current level also. I think they are doing pretty much well in the western side, Gujarat and Rajasthan. They are also sponsors of Gujarat Titans IPL team, so they have a good branding positioning in at least in Gujarat, and sales are more in this part of country. So I think Ather can be bought at current levels too for long-term investment, not for a short-term play. Around we may see some pressure because due to lackluster hosting of IPO. But if you are an investor looking with 5 years horizon, I think 680 is the target, and stop loss can be around 240.
Okay, got that. I hope this has helped you out in understanding your key strategy there. We have a question from Sushant Bhutia ji. He says, "I want to a view on Polycab. I already hold 30 shares in my portfolio at the price of 6,800. I want to know what is the next strategy. Of late, after some of the recent results have come in, again the wires and the cable segment is back in focus. It was led by RR Kabel, even Polycab, KEI Industries, all of them have got into some kind of a momentum again. What's your fresh perspective on Polycab? Last year there was so much of volatility, it was an outperforming stock, then there were some news flows that dragged the stock about 30-40% lower, and again it rebounded again. So what next with Polycab for those who are still holding?
So you should hold on. I mean, construction activity is picking up again. Maybe it was subdued after post Diwali, but now real estate stocks are also zooming. I think this will have a replacement market too in summers because we see lots of short circuits happening during summer. So that is the time when they get a replacement market too. So Polycab is announcing their earnings today, if I'm not wrong. So it would be a volatile. If he has already got the stock at a higher level, let's wait for results today. If at all we see some correction post result, we may buy at levels around 5,500. It's a good stock, but 5,500 would be in a comfortable zone to invest again.
Okay. We have Sham writing in that you've forgotten to take my query. No, Shamji, we've taken your query. Please go back into the show and see Shivangi has answered your query on both the stocks that you asked. Let's take the next question. We have, a question from one of our viewers on defense stocks. What is your overall view on defense stocks, sir? And the specific question within the defense space he has on Garden Reach. He has 175 shares at the rate of 1926. What is the view that you would have on Garden Reach?
Garden Rich, I think stock is sideways zones in the last four trading sessions. So I wouldn't buy at current levels. Maybe wait some breakout on the north side around 2,000. So buy once it breaks above 2,000. We will see a good rally to 2,200. And stop loss that time can be placed at around 1820, which is a 10-day average. So as a short-term trader, we should wait for some momentum on the upside.
2200 or thereabouts is the kind of level that Kush is expecting on Garden Reach, so you can probably hold on to that level and your profits will definitely come is what he's expecting on the charts at this point in time. Next we have this question from one of our viewers on our WhatsApp again. This is from Satyan. He says, "Hi Sakshi, I want to thank you again for your highly beneficial show for people like me." Thank you so much Satyan for writing in. Appreciate your views and I'm sure that all our guests are guiding you well on the key strategies in the markets and on solving your queries as well on stocks. His question is on again defense related stock Apollo Microsystems, and the other one is Greenply Industries from the real estate ancillary space. So what's the suggestion that you could probably offer here? He wants to know between Apollo Micro and Greenply, which one should he go for right now for long term?
Definitely, I would suggest to go with Apollo Micro compared to Greenply because
Okay.
Greenply is having fierce competition even from good local players. So look at the stock. The stock is continuously on a downtrend since 400 mark. So avoid Greenply. Rather Apollo Microsystem is looking good, which is sustaining about 200-day average. So 110 can be a stop loss. On the upside, 150 can be your target.
Okay, got that. Next, we'll take another question. This one is from Ankur. He says, please can you suggest your view on Anantraj and on Bajaj Housing Finance at the current levels for long term? Which one looks better, Anantraj from the real estate pack or Bajaj Housing Finance?
I think Anantraj is looking good at current levels because stock is has had some consolidation. Yes, definitely we may see some pressure to 420, but that would be an opportunity to go long term for 900 levels. Bajaj Housing Finance, I'm not recommending because rate cuts are on the way and there would be pressure on the margin. So avoid our new fresh investment in NBFCs. Better we can go long on Anantraj on every dip. 400 can be your stop loss, 900 can be your target.
Okay, got that. I hope this has helped you out. Next, we have a question from Gunjan. She says, I have SJVN shares at the rate of 110. I want to know what's the outlook on this one. The second one I have is on Den Networks at the rate of 32.5. Should I hold or sell? So both are completely different segment stocks. SJVN from the renewable energy space bought at 110 and Den Networks at 32.5.
Did not could avoid. I mean, from this segment, I believe Hotstar and Netflix is picking up Dead Network. I think still it will be in pressure, so avoid Dead Network. SVG and definitely renewable sector is looking good to me. But two stocks which I prefer for long term on renewable is IRDA, government company where you can get a good dividend. So 50% you invest in IRDA at current levels, and better than SGVN is Suzlon Energy. So 50% is Suzlon. So from renewable sector, I would prefer to split your investment to IRDA and Suzlon, while avoid the den networks at current level.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question on both the stocks that you asked. Ratna wants to now know from you on again a real estate space. Godrej Properties, she wants to know about. 9 shares is what she has at the rate of 2907. What would your view be here?
Maybe Godrej is witnessing some technical profit booking after announcement of the earnings. But yes, for long term, if she is asking, definitely a good stock. 1900 can be your base for long term. On the upside, I believe 3600 is on the card for in next 3 years. So definitely buy on dips for long term.
Okay, got that. I hope this has also answered your question. Let's actually take one more question. Again, Vivek Sharma writes in, he wants to know on Apollo Micro shares again. Bought at 117 for short term. You did say that for the long term, Apollo Micro is definitely much better off. But for short term also, do you think the risk reward is better? Bought at 117?
Yes. I think still risk ratio is favorable. You can average it at current levels. 110 can be the stop loss for the new average, new stocks which are average. Once you get 170, you can exit the fresh investment and hold on to the existing investment. So take an advantage of the short term momentum to average down your long term investment cost.
Okay, got that. Okay, so we've taken most of the questions today. We'll take one more question with you and we'll go across to understanding what's your overall choices on the markets. We have one viewer writing on Uno Minda and M&M Finance, two stocks that he's asking on. Uno Minda at 1050 and the second one is M&M Finance bought at 280. The question is, can I hold or sell or even average at the current levels? Can you please advise? Uno Minda from the auto ancillary pack bought at 1050, currently trading at 925, up by 1.5% today. And M&M Finance bought at 280 levels. Kush.
Uh, Maybe definitely, Minda can be hold on. I think the momentum is picking up and earnings is next month. So flag pattern breakout, 897 can be your stop loss, 996 can be your first target. So yes, definitely buying on that. But other stock, which was the name?
So the other one is M&M Finance, Mahindra and Mahindra Finance.
Yeah, M&M Finance, I completely avoid even for short term and long term, because if you look at the chart pattern, it's not able to move about 285 since last 2 years. It is not sustaining, which is 200 average, and on the downside, if we break 240 this time, we may see some more downside. So just avoid M&M Finance, and you can book loss on the same.
Okay, fair point. I've got to understand that too. Thank you so much, Kush, for addressing all the queries. But let's understand your top stock choices at this point in time in the recent recovery in the markets. Have you spotted any new ideas?
Yes, definitely. ICICI Bank looks good to me. Still it's trading flat today, even at this current market. So 1425 can be the stop loss on ICICI Bank. On the upside, I believe we may touch 1500 in 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question, viewers, on the key stock choices that our guests also have. Meanwhile, let's focus back on Polycab yet again. The numbers have started to come in for Q4. Revenue for the company is coming in at 6,984 crores, net profit at 726 crores, slightly higher than the street estimates. EBITDA coming in at 1,025 crores, again slightly higher than the street estimates that we have. That's why you can see some uptick on Polycab yet again. There's a 0.6% of an uptick that you're seeing on Polycab right now. Earnings on net profit, revenue as well as EBITDA slightly ahead of the estimates that are coming in. Margins have come in at 14.7 versus 14.5. So that's also on all parameters. It looks like it is done well in this quarterly earnings, and it has also come out with earnings that are better than the estimates too on all accounts at this point in time. Yet again, your choice, Kush, on Polycab right now post the earnings.
Ask us to average it out. I guess his average was around 6,200. Definitely, you should average at current levels now. Take a risk. With the stop loss of 5,400, I believe this stock is poised to go above 6,000 in short term.
Okay, fair point. Well, thank you so much, Kush, for being with us on the show, helping us with your view on the markets and answering all the questions of our viewers also patiently. Hope you have a great time till the time we see you next on another edition of Daily Calls.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, we'll wrap it up at that note on Daily Calls today. And do stay tuned with us on Market Today and on Business Today television. Coverage on the markets continues on the other side. Earnings conversations and an outlook on the strategies also to be shared with you with all the market masters that are joining in. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned with us.
Several countries around the world, in terms of 4 commodity areas, which are imports from China, whether they are commodities, basic manufactured goods,